We all need helping hands at times to have a balanced life. During the next 1 hour, two passionate trainers are going to render the helping hands to guide us on how to stay balanced when it is tilting away. They are the founders and partners of Resonance Consulting. Through their workshop and award-winning original research papers, they have been empowering people and helping them to be successful in their career and personal life. Building Bridges was one of their workshops presented at NASCOM Summit, which has proven to be an integral part of Women in Leadership IT, pioneered by NASCOM. They are none other than Mrs. Sabita Prasad and Mrs. Sudha Jayaram. Mrs. Sabita Prasad is a corporate trainer by profession. She is also a certified neuro-linguistic programming coach and a psychotherapist. And Mrs. Sudha Jayaram, an alumnus of IIM Kozhikode, has been in the field of people management in both public sectors and private sectors for many years. Together, they are going to conduct the workshop on Help, My Balance is Tilting. We request both of you to come on stage now.
Good morning. Thank you, PMI Chennai Chapter, for having us here. We are truly honored. So, before we start off on Help, My Work-Life Balance is Tilting, we want to tell you an anecdote. You know this gentleman? Mullah Nadu?
Yes.
He has a lot of voice, so we'd like to share one with you. It seems he walks into a hall like this, lot of people waiting to hear his talk, and he comes in and he asks a question. Do you know what I'm going to talk about? The group says, you don't know what you're going to talk about. So he says, why should I talk at all? You don't know anything. And he leaves the room. The next day, he walks in again. The crowd is eagerly waiting. They know he'll come back. He again asks the same question. You know what I'm going to talk about? The group says, yeah, we know what you're going to talk about. So if you know everything, why should I talk about it? He leaves the room. The third day, group has gathered. They know he'll come, he comes. They know he'll ask the question, he asks. You know what I'm going to talk about? The group is very clever. Half of them say, we know. The other half says, we don't know. So he says, those of you who know, teach the ones who don't know. Now, how many of you here know about work-life balance? Can we have an answer?
As long as you promise you won't walk away.
Thank you. And how many of you don't know? Alright, that's the Mullah. Now, this is about us. It's already been covered. Here it is. We are going to stick to this work-life balance for some time. And we're going to make our session a little more interactive. What does work-life balance mean to you? We'd like some answers, please. Anything?
We'll take the first three quickly.
What does work-life balance mean to you? Prioritization. Very good. Time management. Focus. Wow, fantastic. Okay.
Anyone this side? Compartmentalization. Compartmentalization, quick learner.
Keeping the wife and kid happy.
What?
Keeping the wife and kid happy at
We
home.
were waiting for that.
Handling one,
Doing
one thing at a time.
doing house activity at work, office, and doing office activity at work. Sorry, opposite. House at office and office at work.
Fantastic. Okay. So we all agree that this perfect work-life balance is a myth. And in most of our lives, this is how it's going to look. Work sometimes priority, leisure sometimes priority, and the balance keeps tilting. And that's why today we have terms like work-life integration, work-life strategy, work-life happiness. You can call it what you want. Okay, and Sheryl Sandberg shouts loud, there's work, there's life, and there is no balance. Accepting all of that, we want to ask you one question, and that is, do you have a value for yourself to not only be engaged in your work, but also to be energetic, happy, healthy? We wanted to ask yourself that question. I'm going to give you a moment. Do I have a value? Like that. How many got a yes answer? We can count on very good hands. Sorry? Okay. See, that is what we're going to talk about. How do you get that value into you that keeping a semblance of myself happy and healthy and energetic along with the work I do is the most important thing for me, and that is what our presentation is going to be. Okay? So as Richard Branson rightly says, work-life balance, he calls it, is all about making sure you make time to live and not just stay stuck behind a desk. Okay? So you've all heard of this, all work and no play makes Jack a dull boy. All work, no self-management, life strategy makes, let's say, Srinivasan less productive. We mean at work, of course. So Srinivasan, in your lingo, it could be Srini, Venki, Bala, Paddy. You can add the name, whatever you want. And the statement reads, all work and no play in today's life makes Jack a dull boy and Jill a dull. Okay? So what are we going to do about it? Here's what we're going to look at. So we presented a paper on what we called as the G factor at the PMI India conference, and we spoke about a lot of Ds that comes in the way of our work-life balance. So what are they? The first is dilemma. Dilemma about, am I in the right project? Am I in the right career growth? Am I in the right organization? Bombardment of thoughts of, are things okay with me? Then there is deadlines missed, project deliveries, product deliveries. You people are more aware of the anxieties that accompanies this particular work. And then there is divorce. It's now love at first sight, separation at first fight. That is the generation we are living in. Hearing it way too often. Then there is this disease factor. Diabetes that is taking its toll, youngsters as young as 30. Okay? And our paper was young, health, I'm 35, and I have diabetes. Depression and death wish becoming too common, especially in the technology world, in the IT sector. So what are the causes for this? One single most important factor is stress. And what does the stress do? There is one nerve, you can see that it's called as the vagus nerve, a thick band nerve, which connects the spinal cord with all your major vital organ systems. Your heart, to your lungs, stomach, liver, your kidneys, your pancreas. Now when you are under stress, this vagus nerve takes a beating, it's under siege. And depending on the vulnerability of your body, which particular organ is weak, that takes a beating and disease results. So diabetes, hypertension on the rise because of the vagus nerve impact because of stress. That is something we have to accept. The other point is our body is constantly giving us signals that something is not right. Do something about it, called biofeedback. But are we listening? No. Because work is where we are focused. Now, having said that, let's try to understand a little bit about what stress is. We're going to have a bigger session later. But just for starters, Stress is all about my internal reaction to external circumstances. Now, when these external circumstances are stressful to me, they become stressors. And I say internal reaction because the same stimulus can cause different reactions in different people. For example, you take these joy rides, all these sports, these games that people are involved in, falling from heights. It gives me the jitters. But for someone else, it's adventurous. It is fun. Take your workplace. There's somebody who works under deadlines, and they're spurned to activity. They're active, productive place. Someone else has deadlines, like me, I will collapse. I don't like deadlines. So the same situation, it is how I react. It is about me. Then, what is the primary function of stress? It is fight or flight. It is either fight the situation or run away from the situation. And this comes right from the caveman days when he was attacking or getting a tiger as his kill. So either he's focused at the tiger to get it or he has to protect himself and he has to flee. Once he's done what he does, he comes to his cave, he rests, his nervous system cools down. So there is stress, there is relaxation. In our present time, what happens? Subtle stress is constantly pounding us. There is no let go, there is no relaxation, and that is when the problem occurs. Now, is all stress bad? Definitely not. If you take this curve that is representing performance level of stress, you get a typical bell-shaped curve. And if you look at it, your performance level increases at a certain stage of stress, and this is called the good stress, where you are performing at your best, your concentration is at its highest, and there is no issue doing what you do. It's only when you continue to work beyond this level of eustress that the curve starts coming down. There is a level of distress, which also means disengagement, irritation, frustration, and cortisol. Stress hormones are flooding our body. Extreme cases, it can lead to kind of feeling of helplessness, loss of control, and depression. And that's why Socrates says, beware the bareness of a busy life. What a beautiful statement that is. So that is about stress. Now, what are the tools to overcome stress? Sandhya spoke about both individual level as well as the organization level. We're going to speak a lot at the individual level, what you can do about it. So we have 5 steps for you, which we call as focus, and so that's going to take one.
So we all know that work-life balance or work-life strategy, as we would like to call, or integration, as all that are called it, is necessary. It's good for us and all that. And the first thoughts that come to us, we have been trying to understand. Humankind is trying to understand work-life balance, work-life strategy from a long time. The first few thoughts that come to us are time management, prioritization, and all those things. They are the end results. Okay. We want you to go to the 4 steps that will release all the necessary, that will open the pathways to doing all these and things that managing yourself, managing your time. So let's go down to the 4. So we would love to call it feast of life. If you see the steps, focus, energy, acceptance, self-management, and trust. So let us begin with the first one, which is called focus, and kudos to somebody who mentioned it in the audience when we spoke about it. So going to the focus, we would like to venture into the area of our brain analysis. Brains, what happens, and we'll talk about it. So let me just show you throughout one particular brain. This is the MRI scan of a human brain at deep rest. This brain, if you see the neuron connections, are made in such a way that it is able to focus on one thing at a time. Okay, whatever one thought that is running, it is possible for the thought to remain in that place and not jump around. And let us show you another brain where this brain is made for multitasking. This is also a human brain only at deep rest. But you see the number of active neurons there, which and keeping a vigil, a 24/7 vigil and multitasking. So now I ask the question, is there anything else you can tell about these brains? Anyone? You see the pictures of the brains? Does it strike you as anything? For example, whose brain is it? Whose brain could this be? The first one, where compartmentalization is there. Khali, khali, saaf, sudra, clean it looks. Compartmentalization, focus, which is a man's brain and which is a woman's brain, as nature has made it. Just guess.
One with compartmentalization is bad.
One with compartmentalization is this man. The other one, where nature has made us like this. It is possible for the man to stay in the forest, focus on one thing, come back and let go. But a woman cannot say, I focused on the baby for the last 2 hours, so now I'm going to switch off. So that is not possible. Right? So we'll wait for the applause. Let us have Now coming back to today's world, what has happened is, man, woman, that this thing is going a bit, all of us are bombarded with, you see this slide, all of us are bombarded with various things. Our brains are, man has to multitask, women have to focus, and just look at all these things. We have not only the internal things, we have the external things also, AMI, 24/7 work, instant gratification. What happens to our focus under such circumstances? The inputs are coming from various devices also. Not a minute is gone without something coming up. So what happens when this kind of information overload happens is, heightened sensory input, we call it, 2 things will happen. There is distraction. So this distraction can be classified into 2 types, called the noise distraction, which is coming from, which is just information bombarding us, and the emotional distraction. The emotional distraction, it's like pressing a red button in you. It can really hijack you for the next several hours, or several days, or several minutes, depending on what. The emotional distraction is, and sometimes if a WhatsApp message comes from your wife or husband, that is both a noise distraction and it will take you on a emotional distraction. So under such circumstances, how do we deal with it? This kind of, how do we get our focus? I'll give it back to Sabita.
But you'll all agree that focus is a very, very important ingredient in our lives, and to keep ourselves safe, keep ourselves happy. Okay, so to understand that, let us go to some work done by Daniel Goldman, and he talks about different attention states and how each attention state can help you in a particular task, and how you should know how to get from one attention state to the other. So let's see what they are. So going back to our curve, the stress performance curve, the peak experience. So that is where he talks of what we get into the flow experience. So that is called as the heightened concentration for a work that we are doing. And we are completely in flow, that is, we have no sense of time. We are so engrossed, we just don't want to take off. It's like we are a robot. If some of you have seen Sachin Tendulkar hitting his 4s and 6s so effortlessly, well, that is flow. The more and more you are in flow state, I tell you, it's very good for you. But you also have to learn how to take off from there, because if you continue from that state and go beyond, it leads to what is called as neurobiological frazzle. And that is at the bottom of the curve, the brain gets jammed and there is a lot of irritation, there's some kind of disengagement that happens, and of course your productivity goes down. So if you know that this is the time for me to take off, and if you're constantly aware to take off at the right time, and to get into the third state, what he calls is free association, letting the mind to just be, allow it to wander, allow it to just go. To take off at those moments, you all know, those are the times when your creativity is at your best. You suddenly get an aha moment. this is what I need to do to tackle this particular problem. Or even an apple that fell down, Newton, he was just resting and that gave him an aha moment. So time and again, taking off to this free association state is something that we have to constantly watch out for. And how do you do all of this? How do you move from one attention state to the other? How are you aware? So in the Western world, they have picked up this age-old Buddhist concept, which is called as mindfulness. It is big-time corporate training now. And Daniel Goleman calls it as a mental muscle. What is mindfulness? It is moment to moment to moment awareness. Just being, watching my breath, watching my body sensation, watching my surroundings as it is without any kind of judgments, just be. And in your own workplaces, when you feel frazzled, you can take off time to just be with your breath, with your thoughts, without any judgment. You can try it. If you had more time, we would have done that for you here, but it really, really helps. Now that's for mindfulness. What about our own yoga and pranayama? Which Patanjali has given us centuries ago, called as the Ashtanga Yoga. The entire thing is on getting our focus back in place. How many of you have yoga within your organizations? Where you may take time off to do yoga within your organization. How many of you have this? Fantastic. Such few. I think you have to put up recommendations to please have such in-house sessions because it's only going to increase your productivity. And having it there, how many of you are attending? It's not that, it's there. Nice to have.
The yoga room is there,
Yeah.
that we know.
No, that's for all these mentally engaged people. Please, our recommendation, one tool is if give a value for some form of exercise. If it is yoga, my favorite, really truly helps. So that's about this. Now we come to the second step, which we call as energy. How do you generate the energy that you need in the feast that you have? For this, let's go to our Vedanta again. And it is said that we are like containers, made up of different containers. Each container gives different forms of energy. Some is subtle, the other is gross. The gross is the body, which is the Annamaya Kosha. And where does the energy come to the body? The food that you eat. It's like the petrol that you put to your car. And what's the food that you eat? Right time, right quantity, and the right amount of food at the right time, and the right food that has to be taken in. So all the 3 R's have to be remembered. The second point is sleep. How many of you give value to sleep? 7 to 8 hours minimum. Excellent. We love to see the entire hall's hands go up. This is like you're charging your telephone, your mobile phones. If you don't charge it, what happens? Just like that is your body. Your sleep is your battery. So make sure that you give yourself enough time. And don't get into any fat diets. You know, the herbal medicine to lose my weight, very dangerous. I heard about a case just last week in Bangalore. 15 days, the youngster was on a herbal diet, a 23-year-old. He's brought to the hospital, collapsed, his heart has stopped working, they pump his heart, but they can't revive him because his pancreas has taken a toss. It has taken a toll. Too much food on the pancreas, too little food on the pancreas, it affects. Our body is like a computer. We have to respect it. Then, you have the Pranamaya Kosha. Essence of prana, that is the life force that is within you. And where does it stem from? Basically from the breathing that you do. And did you know that in normal circumstances, our lung capacity, how much we fill? Only 30%. And imagine in anxiety states to what extent you'll be feeling. You notice that your breath gets shallower and shallower. What should you do when you're anxious? Please focus on your breath and say, let me do a deep inhalation and a slow exhalation. Brings down your anxiety levels. Manomaya Kosha, the mind, the container that can either pump you with energy or drain you based on your thoughts, based on your emotions. Angry thoughts, jealousy, hatred drains your energy. And being aware of them is important. And as Krishna says, your mind is your enemy, your mind is your foe, depending upon who controls it. If your mind is controlling you, it's your foe. If you are controlling the mind, it is your friend. So it's up to you to make that choice. Vijnanamaya Kosha is about the knowledge that I have gained for myself, my experience, the buddhi that I have collected. For example, we have the statement today, work hard, party hard. How many of you believe in that?
work hard, play hard, party hard. Why if you? This is the truth.
Okay. We just want to leave you with a statement. If it was a younger crowd, I guess you would have had the entire hall up. Be careful, look at yourselves. Is that statement really helping me or is it not helping me? That's what we mean by Vidyanamaya Kosha. Giving a thought, is this helping me, not helping me? A belief. If it is, keep it. If it is not, drop it. And then, of course, last we have the Anandamaya Kosha. It's all about Ananda, our basic nature, but it is masked. And what we now have to do is unmask to feel more happier and feel, fulfilled both at work as well as in life. So then we come to the third part, which is the acceptance. So that is it.
So we will take you towards the Anandamaya Kosha and how we should go. But before that, there are certain things which we have to decide for ourselves, each of us. See, work is there, life is there, but where are we in that? What are we doing? So we talk about acceptance. So when it comes to acceptance, all of us will agree that there are some things which are in our control and some things in our life which are not in our control. So if we want to know anything about what's happening in our life, first of all, we have to understand what is in our control, what is not in our control. For example, there may be somebody who may not be able to change a job. But I can tell you of youngsters who have, when things have gone wrong, they have taken a step back. They have taken a pay cut and they have taken different jobs. That may be because they are able to do. If you are already having your, responsibility of a family and your EMIs, you may not be able to do. So for us to decide what is in our control, what is not in our control, and then knowing and taking action towards fasting. What I would like all of you to do now is just 1 minute exercise, close your eyes and say, is there in something in my life which I can change? Just give yourself about 30 seconds. Is there something in my life which I can think of changing? Okay? Now I am giving you only 30 seconds, which may not be really sufficient for you to work out your strategy. But in today's time, life is so fast that nobody is having the time to sit, think, and work out a strategy for what I can do. Can I take some time to work this main thing out? So that is what we want you to say. Create my thought time. Please give yourself about half an hour or 15 minutes per day, if possible, at least once in a week, if not, to think things through and work out what is possible for you to change and accept what is not possible. So that when you do the acceptance, what will happen here? First D, the dilemma. Am I in the right job? Am I in the right project? Am I doing the right thing? This internal conflict which continuously makes you a restless person, something is missing. I am not in control. That feeling will go. Then you will begin to become a person more settled in what you are doing, understand yourself better, feel better, and feel in control. This is what we mean by acceptance. So just have a look at this. There is a fish which is jumping from this container to that container. That's a very imaginative picture, isn't it? I mean, who would think that a fish would jump? It's a proactive strategy. For you to have the proactive strategy, first thing that we have to learn is that to manage change. How to manage change? See, we are having about an hour's time. Our job is only to put you on certain parts of thoughts. Then from there, it is for you to take off. So we will just tell you in the chain what are the things that make a person reluctant to change. What are the challenges which make a person reluctant to think about changing? Fear of commitment. What will happen if I do this? Even people don't even want to say yes to some volunteering because a small change in their life. Fear of commitment. Fear of losing control. If I do this, I'll not be having any more control. Ignorance of consequences, sometimes you don't even know what is happening. And the most important thing, out of my comfort zone. I don't want, I am doing good. But a short time discomfort may lead you to a longer time fulfillment. So we would like you to think about what we are saying today and see what changes you can do and what are the other things you can accept in your life to make yourself calmer and more fulfilled under control.
Just to add on to what Sudha said, the AA prayer, some of you know that. Give me the courage to accept the things that I cannot change. To give me the courage to accept the things that I cannot change. The courage to change the things that I can. And the wisdom to know the difference between the two. Wisdom to know which is which. So that will come when you do your my time thinking through. Instead of going along as robots. Now we come to the fourth step, that is self-management. And in self-management, of course, we have these different areas of self. What are they? Anyone know? Sorry? Integrity.
No, which areas of your
Which
life?
areas do you function in? Okay, I give them to you. There is work, there is family, there is social, there are two more. One more, can you guess? Okay, there is the spiritual and there is the individual. Now just give some time to yourselves, think through. Which is the, we leave part the spiritual aside. It could be spiritual, it could be religious, we will part that. Of the other four, which is the least time you give to yourself to think about? The individual self. Okay? So that's what our invitation today is. Pay attention to yourself. Now, what are the three aspects of individual self? We put it as 3 H's. Any guesses what we can get? Excellent. Who was that? Wow. Others? Fantastic.
The third H is not husband. Ladies, what is the third H?
Somebody said it?
Home.
Home. Home is with your family. Sorry.
Home.
Home. Okay. Alright, we call it hobby. Having something to do other than your routine work. So these are the 3 H's that we wanted to work on. Health, hobby, happiness. Health we touched a little bit through our koshas. Hobby, we are inviting you to please look at something that you can do that can keep you occupied other than your work. Could be a weekend, something that you love to do but you don't have time. And now we move on to happiness. So, what gives you happiness? One or two. What gives happiness?
Yeah? Whatever I want, I can do. That is
Okay.
Listening to you, I think I'll give you that.
nothing can give you happiness. Alright, I think we'll ask you to come to the front row. Listening to your heart. Okay, listening to you.
Alright.
Happiness comes from within.
Who's that? I think you can come here, we'll go back. That's why you're so wise.
Happiness gives encouragement.
Sorry?
Happiness gives encouragement.
Gives it. Okay, what gives happiness?
Being contented.
Okay, alright, I can say that this is a very wise and enlightened group because these are the answers we generally get.
Within your needs and wants
Normally,
job that pays in satisfaction. Promotion.
getting your needs and wants fulfilled. How's that, Raman? Happy family. See, we are very good. We are written happy family. We have not written happy wife or happy husband. Huh? Happy family.
Somebody wants to say something.
You want to say something?
My wife is not asking any question, that is also.
Your wife not asking questions? We love it when people say anything about how
We
wives
would love to meet this wife.
You know, we take all these gyan and we go and tell our husbands. Does it make you less happy if I don't ask you questions? We say, first of all, you stop this.
So if you ask, our minds generally give these answers, okay, being honest. And if you see, all of these are externally driven. Something from outside has to fulfill me.
It's the wife who should stop asking questions. Externally driven. Okay?
Okay. But going to the definition of happiness, there is a secret that is there, which are ingredients of happiness. And these are what gives you happiness. This is research based, lot of work done by University of Berkeley, work on positive psychology. And they say happiness constitutes of subjective well-being. Now that's a measure that you can take actually. It's about how life has treated you, how comfortable you are, how is your monetary standing, how are your relationships going, how well settled are you. So these are the points that come under subjective well-being. Positive affect is the sum total of positive emotions you experience during the day. That is happiness, joy, excitement, those kind of things. Third is meaning and purpose in life. If you don't have a meaning and purpose in life, it can just go flat. That is a very, very important ingredient. Okay. Now the question is, do you think your happiness is inherited?
We want some answers for that. Do you think your genes, your happiness is inherited?
No.
No?
No? We want to say how many people say no. Let us raise your hands.
That is, you are saying it is not inherited.
Not it.
Not inherited. Okay.
Okay, so others, you let us assume you say it's inherited, or just you don't want to take any sides. Okay, let's go.
Okay, this is the research-based information we have. And Sonia Lubovirsky, she's done a lot of work. You can Google and get all the information you want. Up to 50% of our happiness comes from our genes. About 10% plus minus goes into your subjective well-being and how you experience your emotions. You have about 30 to 40 to 50%, 30 to 40% at your disposal to make happiness an integral part of you. How does that sound?
If you have parents who are having that jolly disposition, your inherited part will add up to this 30-40. Otherwise, you might have inherited, the glum kind of
The negative aspect.
But what to do? No, what we can do is in the next 40%.
Okay, so that's a lot of good news for us. And let's see why we need to be happy. Here are some of the pointers. Look at them. Your productivity, you're doing your best at your workplace. All of that stems from you being just happy.
Signs of happiness.
Last but not the least, it gives you a sense of being in control. And that is very, very powerful. Okay? Now, like all other ingredients of life, you have to work hard to get it. Happiness also, you have to work on it to get it. It is a journey, it's not a destination. It needs constant work. And there are tools and techniques to get your happiness. And we are going to touch on some of them as briefly as possible with the time that we have at our disposal. We're going to come back to the brain. Now you must be thinking these ladies are harassing us with brains. How many of you are techies here? I mean, the good number. So techie means brainy. So it helps to know a little bit about your brains. Okay?
Technologically working with technology. That's what
Working with technology.
I think every hand should go up.
Right? So brainy is techie. You have to be brainy to be a techie, to get through that engineering and the kind of work you do. So we are going to little bit about your brain. If you know it helps. Okay, now this is the point. We know that there are negative and positive emotions, and that we experience these emotions differently, and it affects our nervous systems. More importantly, it affects our brain also. So let's see what happens when these negative and positive emotions impact us. Before that, there is what is called as, it's very cliche to say be positive. You should feel good, feel happy. But the reality is, our system is programmed to what is called as negative bias. That is, it remembers, registers the negative experiences that happens around us much faster than the positive experiences. You all agree with that? At a click button, it is there, the positive experience. So it's something like, let's say that, let me give an example with water and ice. So there's a negative experience, there's ice. Solid ice, it gets in, it sets sits without melting. And then there is a positive experience there. It happens. It dribbles off or it evaporates. It's like water. What does a negative experience do to you? Did you know that it eats your brain and even leads to memory loss? It's really sad. On the other hand, what happens when positive experience flood our system of those positive emotions? There are more neurons that start multiplying. So it's like neurons wire together, they fire together and they create new pathways. Like in our brain, there are new roads that are formed. Imagine you're in a jungle and there's a dense deposit of leaves. Imagine you're clearing that leaf, denseness and you're creating a path over there. Like that, our brain is forming those pathways when we are feeling those happy experiences. But does that happy experience come on its own? It does not. For it to be ingrained into you, you have to observe it, experience it, feel it, allow the pathway to enter into your system. So now we're going to change. What we have is positive experience, which we are now going to change our brains to say, I'm going to keep it as solid ice within me. I'm going to get tired. You're in this conference, you're sitting here, there's something that you're picking up. So ingesting it, taking it into you, and the negative experience that are there, allowing it to dribble away. So changing that automatic button, and that's why the brain is said to be like a plastic mouth, and that's called the neuroplasticity of brain. So creating happy pathways is within you. For that, you have to experience the good experiences to sink in. Sound tough? Does it sound tough? Yes or no?
Where to get this positive
Doable.
experience? Yeah?
Doable.
It is doable, provided we focus our attention there, shift our attention so that we allow these positive experiences to really make its mark, so that what happens ultimately is change the brain to change the mind, not change the mind so that the brain is down, change the brain to change the mind.
All this is backed by solid research, which has gone on for 20-25 years in the top universities and hospitals. We are just bringing it to you from the point of view of a common man, okay, without going into the details of the research. Okay. So when you see this picture, what comes to your mind? Kindness, kindness and compassion, right? So what we are trying to do now is to understand how to be happy and learn the science of happiness. So some of the steps that science of happiness teaches us, one thing is being compassionate. Being compassionate makes us a happier person. There is solid research to back this. So taking this forward, the compassion it gives us long-term happiness. Later we will talk about short-term happiness. So right now we are on long-term happiness. So compassion and kindness, it need not be like we need not give our whole life like Mother Teresa did. Not all of us are possible. It's possible for us to do also. But the kindness and compassion can flow to our immediate people, right? In the family, charity begins at home, they used to say. Compassion also, it begins at home. Why not have that, understanding and empathy and sympathy and compassion with our own family people and our own teams? So we are just throwing thoughts into your mind. Action is got to be taken by you people. Okay? So then you go to the next stage, which is more important. Compassion, why it is important is it is a source of oxytocin, which is a feel-good chemical that is released in our brain. Research is there to prove all that. So being kind triggers this brain activity similar to the one which is triggered by receiving rewards. You are having somebody praise you, somebody give you some award, that feel good. The same oxytocin is released when you are in the compassionate mode. Taking this further, you go to self-compassion. We are so critical of ourselves always. We have no compassion for ourselves. I'll give the thing to Sabita. She will tell you a little more about self-compassion.
Okay, this lady for Kristen Neff has done a lot of work on this. It's amazing how these people pick up in plastics and do so much research backing on these subjects. She talks about two aspects of self-compassion. One is when things go bad for us, who's our worst enemy? It's ourselves. We beat ourselves down to no level. So at that point of time, to become aware of your thoughts, to say, stop, I'm not going to allow this to happen. Just give yourself a hug and say, there are so many nice things I've done. This is one bad time for me right now. Just like everybody else undergoes bad times. It's not just me. Everybody else also undergoes. So I will pass through the situation. Stop that critical voice in me and bring in an empowering voice. Make my voice my ally. And I need to stop that. I need to bring that change. And the second thing that you can do long term, not just when things go wrong, how do you develop that self-compassion continuously at the end of each day? Just, before you go to sleep, tell yourself, just go through the entire day and see what are the two things that went well for me. We are doing it this now. And it's amazing how many experiences would have just drifted off. If we had not done that before I shut my eyes, what all went well for me today, there will be so many things. And registering them in our brain systems to create the happy pathways. So that's how we increase our self-compassion. That's how we increase our happiness levels. So that's about self-compassion. The next point we're going to talk about in terms of happiness is having the attitude of gratitude. What are the things we need to be grateful for? Look at the things that are there. The air that we breathe, the nature, the homes we have, the organizations that are supporting us, conferences like this, volunteers who are helping you. So many, many things we need to be grateful for. But the brain is focused on one thing that is not working right. So the more I am gracious about the things that are there for me, the more blessed you are. Your body parts, you are a wholesome individual, your mind and body in place. Last couple of months, my eyes went for the toss. There was some allergy. I had to run from pillar to post to doctor. And that was when I realized, my God, you have vision. So that sense of gratitude, the more you develop, the happier you are. Okay, then the other point of happiness is being in awe of things. That's why we talk of taking off on holidays, being with nature, anything that's larger than life, anything that brings a wow feeling inside you. It could be even spirituality. Some of you, go to temples, churches, and you just feel a wow. It's just that largeness that encompasses it. It need not always be such largeness. It could be, simple things like just stopping to see a sunset, a sunrise, the flowers around you, a little baby that is there, giving those little moments of something that is something that is wonderful, triggers for increasing your happiness. So now we're just going to quickly run through what we have told you. We have said your brain is like a plastic ball, and therefore you can increase your happiness through increasing your happy pathways through positive experiences. Having compassion and kindness to people around you, to your own self. Having gratitude. Then awness, appreciating anything, even new people, anything that is creating an awe. Mindfulness and meditation, even 10 minutes is what you can do, your life is going to be different. Okay? So, I like it.
So we are now coming to the long-term happiness we have spoken about. Let us come to short-term happiness. See, the science of happiness, course as taught by the University of Berkeley taught us this, that you can have something called the happiness button within you, in your mind. When things are going bad for us, stop and say, okay, I'm going to stop, I'm going to switch on this button, and I am going to stop the negative thoughts and become a happy person. Believe me, it works. When the first time we heard this from the professor, we said, what are they trying to tell? Are we children for us to do that? But it really works. When in a tense moment, when you are doing things continuously, you are tired, just say, stop. I'm going to press this happiness button. And for each of you, you can take it forward and decide what is that you want to do within those 3 minutes or 1 minute. And you stop the negative thing and go into the positive. It's almost a mood management tool, I would say. Okay, those of you with very short tempers and who are not proud of it, there are people who are very proud of their short temper. Those of you who are not proud of their short temper, may want to develop this button where you say, okay, stop, play. I am going to stop whatever it is I am feeling terrible about, and I am going to start the happiness button. So please develop that thought in your mind. Okay? We'll go to the thing last. This is the trust, the last of these, last of the steps, which we have highlighted the word trust. See, even God could not be there in every place. So what He has done, what He has made us believe, that He is there for us when we need Him, and we are all happy with that knowledge. Yes? Is He there every minute of the day? But somehow He has created that belief in humankind that He is there for us. What we invite you to do with your families and with your teams is not try to be there every minute and not try to control, micromanage, be there, and all. It's not possible also. Is it possible, especially with family and children, is it possible for you to be there for them every minute? But if you have developed that trust in them, that in the moments of need, this particular person is there for us, that is more than sufficient. That is more than sufficient. You have already achieved that equilibrium in your life. Similarly, in the team. So instead of going, we don't want to use the word delegate. There are some things you cannot delegate, but there are some things where you cannot be there always. So develop that trust. Be trustworthy and develop that trust. Make other people have that trust in you. That in itself will make you feel better. One phone call, my father or mother will be there for me. One phone call, my project manager is there for me. If the other people have the trust in you, believe me, your work-life balance, your work-life strategy will be. This is what we want you to know. Being there physically 100% of the time is not necessary. So don't go after that. So coming to the last,
So we've spoken about feast of life. Okay. We'd like to sum up all the concepts with a case that I have worked on person to person. So let me just get into deep with what his issue was. So he was somebody who was brilliant at his job, very passionate about what he did. So he would get into his work and he would completely lose all knowledge of what is happening around him. Continuous focus. So what happens in continuous focus? You know how it is. You're lost. So who was taking a beating? The family. The wife was threatening to divorce him, and he had lost 3 jobs because at that moment he was shouting, he was angry, he wanted things the way he wanted because he knew that he had the brains for it, nobody else had. Nobody could work at his speed. He had lost 3 jobs. He was about to take up the 4th job and he wanted to do something about it. The first step that he wanted to do something about it was the positive thing for him. So what was the first thing that went wrong in terms of focus? It was frazzled. The curve coming down, and in spite of that coming down, I don't take off from my work. I continue to do what I'm doing. I'm losing it all. So what is it that he told him? Mindfulness. Give yourself that space. Know when you're going to come out. Know that you have to come out. Keep an alarm every 1 hour that you have to take off from your work and just do it. Otherwise, you're down. Who's going to give you a job? And yoga, of course. Luckily for me, he enrolled into a yoga class. And during the following sessions, he would tell me the day I have gone for my yoga sessions, I know that I'm much more calmer and I'm in control. The days I'm not going, I feel a little jittery. So he has to move from, it's not a perfect balance, whether I do my yoga or not, I'm still in control. Okay, then came energy. So energy was getting depleted. So what were the different aspects he had to work on? The Panchakoshas, the right food, the 3 R's, remember, deep breathing during anxious states, thoughts and beliefs, angry thoughts draining your energy. Switch on that happiness button, say stop is stop, self-compassion, all that was important. Acceptance. If I continue to behave the way that I do, my relationships are going to toss not only at work but also at home. Is it under my control? Can I change it? Yes, it is in my control. Then self-management, the 3 H's, what are they?
Happiness.
Health, happiness, hobby. What is it that you love to do? I asked, if you're not having time. As a boy, I used to play guitar. Can you start off? He started weekend 1 hour classes on guitar. So there was guitar, and at the end of the day, to increase the level of happiness, there are certain things that goes well. Write that down for yourself. What are 2 things that went well for you that day? Make a note of that. And lastly, trust. So where was he in terms of trust? I'm going to do everything myself. I know it all. I'm brilliant. To know that, he does not have to be there 100% of the time. He can trust his team members, but there are certain portions when your brains are needed. That is where you're trustworthy. They call you and I'm there. So learning to let go. So some kind of feeling better and better at what he's doing. Not more work to do, but there is progress. And these are the concepts we are talking about. Make sense?
Yes.
So with that, we come to some fast track mood changes, fast ways to get your happiness on. So before it was change your psychology to change your physiology. Now we are saying change your physiology, change your body to change your the way your mind functions. So it could be just laughing, shopping. How many ladies here? Okay.
Not to shop. You see all the ads, advertisements, and the cars, something also associated with me.
Shop for big things.
Shop for big things.
Phone a friend. Just the way you walk, the way you hold yourself. Then the songs that keep your feet tapping. Lot of laughter, lot of fun. Dance or blues, the way we say. Okay, and we are going to bring you something where people like us, ordinary people, have taken off to create something, which was for them larger than life, and for us also probably it's going to be larger than life. We'd like to play a video for you all.
They are people just like us, very busy. This is in Sydney. This flash dance is in Sydney, and there are many such places, even in Pakistan it is there. So what we are inviting you to take a look at them is they are people like us. They've taken off that 5 minutes to do something which makes them happy, which gives them the break. Okay. On this note,
Okay. So with this, work-life balance is a once more. Thank you so much.
Thank you, ma'am. We had a wonderful session. Everybody should have been a mullah Nazruddin at many times in our life. Okay. All of us are having EMI, but we also have PMI in our brain pockets. Okay. Okay. Being a Sunday, I think many of us have started thinking of Monday's work also. That we should come ahead. Okay. Larger than life, health, happiness, and hobby is a very good takeaway. Thank you, ma'am. As a token of gratitude, we would like to present memento and spot photograph for our speakers. May I request Mr. Viju George, President, Vice President, Professional Development, to do the honor.